Up really early in the morning, typically, and try to get out in the woods before light. And I knew the conditions would be perfect. And about 7:20, I see a commotion up in the woods about 85 yards from me on a different ravine, and I see him first, obviously, and two other young deer. And so I decide to do a little calling, which I did a little doe bleat, which he didn't respond to, but then I did a buck grunt, and then he decided he was going to come in and see about there's another big buck there. So he comes downwind of me, which they typically do that when they get some age, and didn't smell me, and coming about 14 yards. I actually shot him twice. My first shot must have hit a limb, and it just went right above his spine through his back, and I couldn't even tell I hit him. And you know, when they deer of this age, unless you hit a lethal shot, they're not dying. And so I decided to see about calling him back, because he ran about 40 yards, and I did a doe bleed again, and he decided that he was going to investigate again. And so he got within about 25 yards, and when he did, I stopped him and made a good shot on him, and he ran 30 yards and fell over. I mean, I've got pictures of him for the last 4 years, you know. You can see his progression changing his antlers. Body size, he's not really done much in the last 3 years, but he's thickened up some. I think he's actually lost a little weight this year. But I don't know how he stayed as big as he is, because we just found out he doesn't have hardly any teeth. I didn't know the hooves would be white like this. They're almost translucent. But the teeth are, I don't know if this is a genetic thing where he doesn't have much teeth. Obviously he's old, he's got male pattern baldness, he's got some areas of his head rubbed off. But no, he's, and typically with age they will gain girth here. And he's actually lost tine length, but gained it in girth. I would say that this was probably the last year he'd probably survive, you know, in the wild. When they get to a certain age, they get pushed off so much, he's going to be pushed outside of city limits. He's going to get hit by a car, coyotes get him, you know, somebody shoot him at night, who knows. The odds of you taking this deer, I mean, as many times as deer's been seen by people crossing the road. He's been shot numerous times, by the way, with 22 rifles.
Oh, really?
Because I've got pictures of him 2 years ago on his shoulder. You can see where he was limping, and you can see where somebody shot him with 22. This is a buck of a lifetime. This is truly the most unique. He's not my biggest deer, but he's definitely the oldest and most unique deer that I'll probably ever take in my life.